Private equity for 2025 is going to have probably a tripling of what they raised last year in terms of monetizing, and it's across various sectors.
Hello and welcome from the sidelines of the ICR 2025 conference here in Orlando, Florida. I'm Jarrett Banks, editor-at-large of IPO Edge. Joining me today is Tad Nacheff, head of financial sponsor coverage from the NYSE. Tad, welcome back to the program.
It's great to be on the program.
Great, let's get right back into it. Taking a look at 2024, were there any patterns on companies in terms of what went public?
Sure. But let me first start by saying to the entire ICR team, congratulations on another great conference this year. And to Don Duffy, the whole team, appreciate your partnership and all the work that we've done with them. But 2024, we saw a continuation of the reopening of the IPO market. And what we saw in terms of what was kind of a theme is, bigger is better. Companies that had established cash flow, established size, desire for liquidity, traded better. If you're raising more than $500 million, you're obviously traded better than those that raised $100 million. You did see, a broadening out in terms of what went public, but yeah, that was the main theme, size.
Great. Now, how active was private equity in 2024?
Sure. So private equity did more monetizations in 24 than 23. 23 was, call it about $1 billion in change. Getting closer to $7 billion in 2024, and it went across various sectors. But private equity did pick up their activity.
All right. Now we are in January of 2025. Yep. What's the outlook for this year? We had a great conversation last night. We heard a lot of good things in the pipeline. What can you tell us?
Sure. So first of all, private equity for 2025 is going to have probably a tripling of what they raised last year in terms of monetizing, and it's across various sectors. It's technology, it's industrial, it's some healthcare, it's some business to B2C, and also some real estate.
Okay. Just piggybacking off that, what are the key factors you see driving deal activity in 2025?
Yep. I'm looking at two things. I'm looking at, call it R&R. I'm looking at regulation or deregulation and rates. Obviously, we're either going to have to get more comfortable with a higher rate regime. We're going to need to see inflation come in enough, and people's fears of what could happen under the next administration and their rules. I guess rules could be another R, that could actually affect inflation. But deregulation, you're already seeing M&A starting to pick up as the year closed and as the first week of the year started. So that's going to move some assets around and free up some dollars that otherwise might be there for some IPOs.
Okay, and are there any sector themes that really stand out to you?
Yeah, like I said, technology's big. Unfortunately, kind of pure consumer isn't there yet. Kind of I'm tracking probably 34 transactions, and as I track them, there's I would call it 1.5 within consumer. I think we'll see more of that as the year goes on. But currently, right now, it's largely healthcare, industrial, and technology.
Okay, and last question, what are you most excited about?
Look, I'm most excited about a lot of what we're doing at the New York Stock Exchange, a lot of the partnerships that we've been putting together, whether it's ICR, IPO Edge, some of the events that we'll be doing at the exchange to really kind of engage the private equity community. My own personal goals are to kind of, what I call it, broader and deeper. So get to more private equity contacts, but also find ways to work across other pieces of private equity. So I always urge people, reach out on my LinkedIn if they have questions about the New York Stock Exchange. I'm just there to be a resource.
All right, that makes sense. We will see you next month at the New York Stock Exchange.
Awesome.
This has been Tad Nacheff, the head of financial sponsor coverage at the New York Stock Exchange. I'm Jarrett Banks of IPO Edge, signing off.
Thanks, Jarrett.